Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ugins Insight, the Magic the Gathering monthly podcast hosted by us at Altered Magic. And joining me this evening, we have the Lord of the Undead himself, Chris, welcome back.
Welcome, hello.
We also have the Sanctifier of Souls himself, Steve, even though he's dying.
Hello.
Apologies for any coughs, blurps or splees that you do hear within this. It is Steve who's dying in the corner. And there is myself, the Goblin King, Jordan. All of us are reachable and through Twitter and whatnot. So we are going to discuss a plethora of content tonight because, dear Lord, Wizards has gone nuts since we've last recorded with ban and restricted lists, commanders and various other things. But before we get to that, we are going to do our Cracker Pack. Now, for those of you who enjoy watching us on the YouTubes, we are actually recording the Cracker Pack because I'm sick of Luke whinging at me with regards to we should show the people the cards. So I've decided rather than spend hours editing it and showing the cards by pulling the images down, I figured I'd just record it and stick it on there. It was easier and quicker. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to start cracking our pack, and we have a pack of Amonkhet. So I asked the owner of our LGS last night to make sure I got the Force of Will one invocation, just so I would freak out on stream, and he said that he would try his best. So if I get a Force of Will, I'll be ecstatic.
You've got to kiss him when you next see him.
Kiss him is the understatement I'll do to make if I pull the Force of Will. So, first one we are doing is common is Slitherblade. Slitherblade is a 1 blue, is an Argo Rogue, it's a 1/2, and it can't be blocked. I've played with this since we've been doing quite a few drafts recently. I love this card. It gets in for quite a bit of damage. I found that it can get, if you get it on turn 1, you can get in for like nearly 5 damage.
Yes.
Sort of thing.
If you're playing blue, it's one of those cards you want to keep in mind.
It's especially good if you're running any of the monuments because it's a 1 mana creature. So even if you draw it late game, it's going to get you a benefit of some description as well. Which
It
is
got us the extra 1 damage from me and Graham, our pre-release. We do 21 damage in 1 turn.
Oh,
and that got the 1 damage.
It certainly does work. So yeah, so that's our first common. Second common is Compulsory Rest. It's for 1 and a white, enchantment aura. You enchant a creature. The enchanted creature can't attack or block, and it has pay 2, sacrifice this creature, and you gain 2 life. Now, obviously, this is board removal, but it's a board removal with a downside because you're going to give it to your opponent's threats, and they can get some life off it. If they're in the if they're running the Bontu, the god, then you're giving them a sack outlet. So
It costs less though because of it.
yeah, no, it does. At least it can't attack or block. If you're talking about constructed, it can still crew, sort of thing.
The only thing is sort of you're giving them life. That 2 life can mean anything sometimes.
Oh, that 2 life can swing the game, quite frankly. But yeah, in terms of limited, I say it's okay removal. I wouldn't put it up there as, in terms of the white removal, I wouldn't sort of first pick it over like impeccable timing or something like that. But yeah. Right, next one is Winged Shepherd. This is a 6-drop, 5 and a white, 3/3 angel with flying and vigilance, and has cycling for 1 white.
I don't like this card purely fact it is a high mana cost.
I will disagree with you on this.
It's got cycling.
I will disagree. This is, I've played, because last 2 drafts I've actually been in white. Have I been in white? Yes, I've been in white. And I found that this is a good pick for top curve, but even if I know my opponent's going to have a lot of removal, I find that I'm cycling just to draw a card, sort of thing. So it does a job, but only limited. It is useless everywhere else, quite frankly. But it's alright in limited, I find, sort of thing. It gets good card draw. For common, we have Tar Crop Skirmisher for 1 and a blue, it's a 2/1 Naga Warrior, and has Embalm with 3 and a blue. Recurability, if you're running the token deck, if you're running the white-blue tokens, or even I think if you're in a token sort of strategy, I think this works. But it's just for a body sort of thing. For a 2-drop, 2/1.
This is a defender more than anything.
I think this is going to be more of a trade-up. But then again, if you get any of the cartouches on it, it can become quite a thing that has to be answered to. This is why we're interested. Then we have Horror of the Broken Lands. This is a 5-drop for 4 and a black. It's a 4/4, and whenever you cycle or discard another card, it gets +2/+1, and it has cycling for 1 black. Very good.
I've not had a chance to play with that, but it looks it's in this limited cycle deck.
Yeah, especially if you've got Nahid, the champion, the Minotaur legend. If you're in the red black deck, yes, this thing can get stupidly aggressive very quickly, which is rather good. Oh, speaking of cartouches, we have our next common, which is the Cartouche of Knowledge. For 1 in the blue, it's an enchantment aura, cartouche, and you enchant a creature that you control, and when it enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card, and the enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and flying. Yes. It's decent, it's card draw, it replaces itself. Yeah, I quite like it.
I can't understand why cartouches are common, they're so good, they're all so good.
The thing
I kind of agree with you, but all the trials are uncommon.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, in a draft, if you've got a trial, and then you have still got 4 packs and you get cartouches, you're more likely to pull cartouches at the 3rd pack than the 2nd pack. Rather.
Yeah, to be fair, if you're running a couple of trials and this is the reason why they've run them common, because if they were uncommon, the chances to pick up cartouches to get replayability off your trials wouldn't happen, sort of thing. So they have to be common in order for you to pick them up, sort of thing. In terms of all the cartouches, I think this is one of the weaker ones. But the benefit in limited, it gives you flying, so it gives you evasiveness and card draw, so it kind of works. But I like the black one for lifelink.
Green one's quite nasty as well.
Green one for trample's good. The black one I would rate worse than this not the black one, sorry, the red one, because that just makes tag creature can't block for a turn.
And
so
it just haste,
which is
not
great because you've already.
Again,
Well, no.
But you have to play it off curve.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the one problem I find.
The thing is, though, you've got an instant sort of say if you can get a 4/5 out, and you then put haste on it, it's now a very big threat.
Yeah. I can see where you're at, but but in terms of as a cycle, the cartouche and the trials themselves, I think are quite sweet. But in terms of constructed, I don't know if there will be a deck. I think I've tried.
One.
You've made one.
With the white ones.
All right. So you've not gone 5
I've
colours.
actually tried a few things out with the cartouches in my zombie deck at the minute.
Now I wonder if someone will end up doing a trial and cartouche 5 colour deck, or even 3 colour. Something, because a lot of the trials are rather sweet, sort of thing. And
you need creatures to attach.
Yeah, no. So, there are quite a few sweet creatures you could attach. Like the white one gives vigilance, so suddenly any of the decent exert 2 drops get benefits. So there are quite some few things. But anyway, diverting. Let's get back to it. Next common is Haze of Pollen. For 1 and a green, it's an instant, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn, and it has cycling for 3.
I like this one just because you
Fog with cycling.
It's another fog. How many fogs do we need in standard at the moment? There must be I guarantee there's someone running a turbo fog deck and getting a really stupid sort of win con out of it at the end of the day. It's probably the set as well as it approaches the second sun deck, no doubt. Next common is Neff Crop Entangler. This is for 1 in the red, human warrior. It's 2/1. It has trample, and then you may exert it as it attacks, and when you do, you get +1/+2 until the end of turn. This thing in a red-white aggro strategy that was got stomped all over me was using this card. This in conjunction with the uncommon that gives target creature power 2 or less unblockable. Is in red as well, which is horrific. But yeah, this is a good card. I think in a sort of an exert deck, this is it's not too bad of a 2-drop. I think it works quite well. The trample on it just is value, sort of thing, especially with things that there are many things that can pump it up as well, which is rather sweet. Yeah. Then we go to next common is Quarry Hauler. It's 4-drop for 3 in the green. It's a camel, yay. It's 4/3. When it enters the battlefield, for each kind of counter on target permanent, put another of that kind or remove 1 from it. So this is actually a really good strategy to get rid of -1/-1 counters, increase +1/+1 counters, or increase your bricks. It's not a bad. It works really well actually. I think sort of thing. It's not.
You could do it on your post creature, remove a +1/+1 counter, put an extra +1/+1 counter.
Yeah, there's on your opponent. Yeah, for each kind of counter on target permanent. Yeah. So wait, hang on. Does this work with loyalty counters? Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh god, that's insane. So you can actually knock your opponent's planeswalker down by 1 loyalty. That's rather sweet. Okay, I can get on board with the camel now. It's bad it's in the 4-drop slot. I wish it was a 3-drop. But yeah, that would certainly work. But yeah, that's rather cool. Now we have a land, which is Sunscorched Desert. It's a land that's a desert, and when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to the target player, and you tap it to add colours.
It's alright.
I think this works really well in conjunction with that green lizard cycler that allows you to search for a desert.
Yeah.
Just a pinging for 1 sort of thing. It can win a game early on that. If they're down to 1 damage, suddenly this thing can win a game.
Someone at the store was using it along with the Blue God, where you return a land to your hand with the activated ability and then play it again.
Yeah, that's not a bad show. That's really good, actually. But yeah, definitely. That's definitely something to consider. Right, on to the uncommons. Oh, this is one of my new favourite monuments. We have Orketra's Monument, 3-mana legendary artifact, white creature spells at 1 last cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you get to play a 1/1 white warrior. Oh, I was running this last night and it was great. Chump blockers for days. It was fabulous.
I still think my favourite one's the green one.
I have to say, the green one is probably the most playable out of all of them because it doesn't matter as long as you cast a creature spell, something's getting +2/+2 and trample. Yeah, take that all day. You would literally take that all day long. It is really good. But I would say the Kefnet one's rather good, where you tap a target creature and it doesn't untap. I found that really good against Exert decks. Then we have Hepatra's Mark, 1 green mana, target creature gains hexproof. And then you remove all -1/-1 counters from it.
Basically, Blossom in Defense.
It's Blossom in Defense. However, this is situational against -1/-1 counter decks. In Constructed, I would say I feel like that Blossom in Defense is better.
If you're playing lots of creatures where you put the -1/-1 counters on the creature as you play them.
Yeah, no, there is a benefit to that. Suddenly, actually. Say for example that I can't think of a creature now. Say you got the Channeling Initiate, the Mana Dork who has -1. Suddenly, if they go to kill that, you can save that by getting rid of all the counters on it. Doesn't mean it can't be a Mana Dork, but then it's a 4/5 4/5 swinger, which is rather good. It's rather worse for them. So yeah. Our last uncommon is the Trial of Ambition. Speaking of trials. For 1 in the black, it's an enchantment. When it ends the battlefield, target opponent sacks a creature, and whenever a cartouche enters the battlefield, you get to return it to hand.
Yes. I like this.
Yes, but this sucks against control decks. It really does. This is an awful card against, because control decks don't run creatures, well, apart from very few of them. But
but it's the same with any creature removal.
Yeah.
The main board.
It is a good edict effect. Suddenly, if they've got a hexproof creature you can't get rid of, it makes them sack it. So it is rather sweet. But in terms of the rest of the cartouches, I mean, the blue one gets your card draw with having to discard 1 of them. I think it's draw 3, discard 1. So there's a few. I don't know how I'd rank the trials on top of my head. I like the red one, but it's because it's a lightning bolt.
The green one's quite good. It gives you a 4/2 beast.
That is a good one, actually. Yeah, I forgot about the green one.
I was playing that last night. I kept pinning it back and then replaying it, and suddenly I was getting a load of.
No, that definitely works. All right, yeah. So our rare is Drakehaven. It is a 3-drop 2 in a blue enchantment. Whenever you cycle or discard, you may pay 1. If you do, you get to create a 2/2 blue Drake. We're a token with flying.
So
this is designed around a very specific deck, which is blue-white cycle. I mean, you could do a blue-black maybe cycle. I think there are some decent cycling cards in the blue-black. But it's very good. The only problem I find that you have with it is that you've got to always keep a mana open. So I think that's the only thing I think is a bit of an annoying thing. But apart from that, it's good. And we have just a normal mountain and a new perforated token thingy with I don't know how I feel about these things. I quite find them useful and limited, but I just think they're pointless.
I think the idea behind them was good.
Yeah.
Well, the exert and embalm thing. Well, the embalm thing, you got your tokens.
Yeah.
But the exerted, there's nothing to indicate exerted.
Yeah, it is good for exerted, but then again, I tend to put mine to the side when I do. So yeah. So anyway, that is a cracker pack. I personally. Oh, well, let's see. In the pack, there's quite a few cycling things, so I could be tempted by Drakehaven. There's a few blue and a few white as well. So that'll come round. So I think actually I would pick Drakehaven.
I would choose the trial.
You choose the trial. Go on, Steve. Then what would your pick be?
In limited, yes, probably Drakehaven.
You
tend to have late game. You tend to have loads of unused mana.
Yeah,
you need a mana sink somewhere.
I mean, the only reason I chose trial was because a lot of the time you're going to find very little people in draft sort of playing very little creatures. So a lot of people tend to play a lot of creatures, so that could come in handy.
No, I agree with you on that. But the problem is your trial will only be so good as how many cartouches you can pick up. That's the only downside.
That's the downside.
Yeah. But anyway, right. So moving on, let's crack on to the actual topics of discussion for the night. So the first topic of discussion, we're going to discuss the Magic's ban and restricted update that came out on the 26th of April. Of which they said there was no bans apart from a few in Legacy and Vintage and all that sort of thing. At which point we were all like, what the frig? Because let's be honest, there's the elephant in the room that we were all talking about, which was Felidar Guardian, how stupid it was. You know, it was wrong that it hadn't been banned. And one thing that did happen, which is a bit different than other previous sets that Magic have released, is that they decided to do the pre-releases on Magic Online the Monday after the pre-release itself rather than 2 weeks down the line, which means the cards were available immediately from the Monday as well, which is rather sweet. Now, what they did is they actually monitored the data from the 5-0 leagues, which allowed them to get data of apparently Saheeli combo was winning 40% of the time, or 40-something odd percent of the time, so they were nearly 50%, which obviously indicates there's something broken in the format. To be fair, any deck that gets above 30%, in my opinion, needs looked at, because that's like nearly a third of all decks are insanely good, insanely broken. But so anyway, it got round to the 26th of April, so literally 2 days later. Bear in mind, there was the SCG Open was on the weekend. That weekend. Yeah. So people have been waiting to buy decks going to the SCG Open. And so ban restrictions come out and they've gone, sweet, I can buy Saheeli combo. And then 2 days later they get a kick in the balls. Effectively.
And that is against Sacral. I have no sympathy. The amount of trouble that deck's caused, I have no sympathy.
No, you see, I'm in total agreement with you. I think Wizards should have done it on the Monday. They really should have. I understand that they said, oh right, we needed data. I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure they should have had enough data with regards to the Aether Revolt.
So maybe they're sort of hoping that Amonkhet might have broken it a little bit, but it failed to do it.
No, it's a 10-4 kill. There's only one other deck that can beat it in terms of speed, and that's Noose Constrictor, and that's providing that you don't have anything to block the Noose Constrictor or was it Flame Blade Adept sort of thing. That's the only one that works.
I do know what you mean. So.
Yeah.
But it's just it just doesn't seem right to me. But anyway, got to the April 26th and they banned Guardian, and there was a big hoo-ha from the community, mostly from people who bought into the Saheeli combo deck, and everyone else was like, yes, thank you, Wizard, thank you. Of course, they had the SCG Open, and of course, Mardu vehicles dominated. Which why wouldn't it? Because of course they banned the other main rivals, quite frankly. But there was one benefit that like the top 64 decks, there was a huge variety of new archetypes, which is black, white zombies and various other things. So there was I know you're happy. Don't worry. We'll get round to your Amonkhet experience. Don't you worry. But yeah, so it does show quite some hope that yes, Mardu vehicles was in I think it was like 7 out of 8 of the top 10 of the top 8, which is like but then again, if they ban no offense, if you ban the other major archetype, of course the the other pre-existing one's going to be fine, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, so it was a bit of a, you know, it was a bit funny. I mean, I think that Wizards should have done it on the Monday, quite frankly. In fact, I think they should have done it the previous ban, quite frankly. You know.
I think they should have done it as soon as people were leaking the combo.
No, I don't agree with you on that, because I think that it has to be played out. You have to see what archetypes settle. So I don't think banning it before it's released is fair. Yeah. I think you know you have to give it a run and to see, because there might have been an archetype that was way worse. So you know, I mean, Wizards do talk about that there are undiscovered archetypes that some people haven't seen. You know, apparently there was the 2014 core set. Apparently, there was someone talking about with one of the developers and said, to be fair, that's the reason, I can't go into it, but that's the reason why Siege Rhino has trample. At which point you go, oh, hang on, what deck wasn't invented that no one sort of saw no one saw the line, but R&D saw it and went, well, hang on, we have to give Siege Rhino trample, otherwise it's not playable, sort of thing, you know. So, and you think about how good Siege Rhino is, you know. So, you know, that's the reason why they have to give it a chance to have a run, you know, because you know they could have been a deck that just goes, no, this combo's pointless, you know, it doesn't work for you. Sort of thing. To be fair, you know, if Harsh meant to hit Planeswalkers as well, I mean, Adam would be crying right now, which we all know, because if he did hit Planeswalkers, he would not be happy, chappy. Everybody would be running at least a playset, because everybody runs Planeswalkers, and why wouldn't you run it? But yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys have any thoughts in regards to the Guardian ban?
I mean, I've been on the receiving end of that combo.
No arguments with it.
I mean, admittedly, yes, myself and Adam have sort of thought, I've done ways of getting around the combo, and we've beaten it. Yeah, a lot of times we lost game one.
The combo is good, but the combo is weak. Yeah, I mean, all it takes is a shock to Saheeli after she's declared the trigger, or you had Authority of the Consoles, sort of thing. You know, it didn't.
It was means you can't curve out because you have to leave mana up every single
turn. Yeah, but then again, game 2 you tend to do that anyway, sort of thing. You know, game 2 is all about that. I brought in my sideboard, and now it's a battle of wits. Game 1 is I'm doing my thing, you do your thing. We'll just play it. We'll have a good game. Game 2 is like, right, it's on now. That's what we're gonna do. But yeah, right. So moving on. Magic also released very recently on May 3rd of all this, and they announced it's new to Magic the Gathering Online, but obviously this is probably going to be played on paper as well, which is 1v1 Commander, which sounds really sweet.
I'll be interested to see how this goes.
So what they've done is basically they've done 1v1 Commander. They have their own separate ban list. They did apparently talk with the MTG Commander team, because obviously Commander itself, in terms of paper and multiplayer, is run by a separate third party of judges. They do all the ban list and all that because they play test them and sort of they know what gets wrong on that. But Wizards have decided to make their own competitive league, which is 1v1 because it's easier to run on Magic Online and whatnot. And so they've of course come up with their own ban list, such as they got rid of a load of mana accelerations, so Sol Ring's banned, which I kind of agree and disagree with it, because I've been on the receiving end when I haven't had a turn 1 Sol Ring and everybody else has. But at the same time, when you've got a turn 1 Sol Ring, it's really sweet. Yeah, you can't lie. When you got turn 1 Sol Ring and you can go off into various other things.
I think they need to leave some sort of...
There are some, I think the signets are still in and stuff like that. So there is mana rocks, but of course the mana rocks tend to be sort of turn 2, turn 3 rather than turn 1. Because suddenly being able to play a turn 1 Sol Ring and put a 2-drop in as another mana rock, you know, suddenly you're on 3 or 4 mana turn 2 is unfair, sort of thing. So I kind of agree with that. But of course, when this got announced, there was a big hoo-ha from everyone, because Commander is a fun format. I mean, we all play. So to be fair, I forced you to play, and hence the reason why we all have very competitive decks. But you know, I kind of think that it's rather sweet that there's a 1v1 format, because admittedly, when I build decks, I see loads of cards. Like for example, I've just built my Water Boggart anti-goblin red black goblin deck, and there were a load of cards I found that I really thought were really sweet. But the problem is it says target player, and I'm like, this doesn't work in Commander because I want to affect the board. I don't want to, all right, ideally, yeah, late game when it's down to one or two people, then you can go, you're dead, now I can focus on you, sort of thing. But it's kind of like, I quite like that suddenly I can go, ooh, I can build 1v1 Commander decks now, sort of thing, and to be fair, I think I will. I think I might actually change the red black goblins into a 1v1 Commander for fun.
I mean, sort of like, if I was going to choose for 1v1, I'll probably do my Black Demon deck out of all of them.
Your Black Demon deck would actually be really sweet 1v1, sort of thing, because suddenly it's not, because you're, depending which commander you go with, because obviously originally you were running the Inspire dude who destroys creatures, doesn't he?
And I'm running
Omnixilus now, yeah. So to be fair, you've one of them, because the one problem you've got is that with really powerful commanders like that is you'll play it and the next person in line may not deal with it, but the person after that will deal with it. So that's the problem you've always got, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think sure Steve will be happy to play it. I'm pretty sure Steve can just run his Scion the Ur Dragon quite easily.
The thing is, the format's going to be 1v1 is quicker. It's going to be quicker.
Yeah. No.
So lots of the cards that are high mana that you think, oh, they're really good, but they're like 7-8 mana. You could be more hesitant to put them in. I think.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. I think there's some. I think suddenly you have to have a shift in mindset, because of course with Commander it's I want to do this cool thing. How can I do it? And there's tutors and search your library for artifact one, or there's so many ways to sort of set up a combo deck or an archetype strategy. I mean, my Omnath deck is designed to go ham with elemental tokens, quite frankly, and then I'll go fine. I'll burn the world and I lightning bolt you all to the face to win. That's the way my deck works. But I've designed it around that archetype to go. I'm going to burn the world. I am going to burn the world at some point, and all yous are going to have to suffer. That's the way it works. But I think that 1v1 suddenly I couldn't run my Omnath deck because it's too slow. I need maybe a commander that's a bit low to the ground, different strategy sort of thing.
I mean, I could probably run my deck, but I'd have to tune it a lot downwards to hit, because I tend to not play very much.
I think you'd have to run a lot of the smaller dragons to sort of act as I'm going to get you some early damage. The benefit you got is that I think 1v1 commander is 30 life, so it's probably going to be a more aggressive strategy anyway. Sort of
I think they should keep it with the original. I reckon if they're going to do 1v1, they should keep it with the original.
40 life's really slow though. That's the only problem I think. If you think about it, that when you're playing with 40 life and there's 4 of us on the table, sometimes the game goes for 3 hours anyway.
Question is, are they going to keep the command damage?
Oh yeah, no, I believe commander damage is the same. So that's the same rule. I haven't actually had a chance to sit down and go through every single rule one by one, but I believe it's the same exact rules apart from there's a new ban list. So 21 commander damage does the job. Obviously, to be fair, you only have to do 30 damage. So if you've done 21 commander, I think getting a commander kill is going to be harder, because you can obviously getting against 40 life, getting a commander kill is is a lot easier. Whereas against 30 life, especially with a cheap commander, I think you're more likely to have done more than 21 damage with other sources anyway. Sort of thing, unless they've got a life gain deck. Oh god, there's going to be a stupid life gain deck, isn't there? There's going to be a broken white life gain deck. I can already see it.
Suddenly Tainted Remedy becomes playable in Commander.
Oh, black-white life gain. Oh, that's just wrong. It's blood artifact. I need to know. There are a few commanders who have been banned though. Actually, while I've got the list up, there's Arkham Dragon Dagson, Braids Cabal Minion, Derivi Imperial Tactician, so the Bird Wizard, so Luke will be upset.
Is Leovold banned in this?
Leovold is not banned in this. Edric, Spymaster of Trest, Erario, Somatria Ascendant, Grizzleband, he's banned. Raphaelos, Lanoir Emissary, Yisan the Wanderer, but Yisan's bad. Oh yeah, no, actually no, Yisan would be broken. I'm thinking he's like a 3-drop. He's really good. And Zer the Enchanter, he's banned as well, but I can understand why Zer's banned. Zerd is insane. He's a 3-drop commander who, whenever you attack, you can search your library for a 3-drop enchantment aura and attach it to him. And bear in mind with the plethora of 16,000 cards, there's quite a few enchantment auras that are 3 mana or less, and especially with Invocation of Saintraft. Suddenly make him a stupid flying. Oh, I'm going to generate a 4/4 token flyer to hit you in the face as well. Yeah. But yeah, so the ban list is quite extensive. To be fair, one thing I find quite annoying is that they don't have one list. It's broken down into, here's the here's like the others, here's the commander bans, here's combo enablers. Here, it's like just do a list.
Yeah.
Just do the list. I don't want to
nice and
have to
simple.
look through and keep going up and down. I'd rather just have a list so I can see it all quite easily. But yeah, so I think one thing they are doing with this is they're doing leagues on Magic Online, and I think I actually might build a commander deck for that, which is rather sweet. It does look really cool. Also, you get treasure chests per wins and stuff like that, which is rather sweet. So, I don't know about you boys. I mean, would you be excited to maybe try 1v1 commander deck?
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
I'd be very tempted to give it a shot and see how it goes, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's something I think we could probably all sink our teeth into quite easily. Because that's one thing I love about Commander is that yes, they are great fun games, and no one game matches the others. Because all it takes is like me drawing an Avenger Zendikar with parallel lives on the board, and I've got a stupid amount of plant tokens, and that affect the board differently than last week's game where Steve was just Dragon City in the sky and just crooks of fating everything and whatnot. So yeah. And we've just had arrive is our vizier of the menagerie himself, Luke. Hello, Luke.
Hello. I'm a bit late.
A bit.
I sort of arrived whilst they were doing the podcast,
So we quickly paused and got him in, and because of course we're now going to discuss one of our last bits, which is the last segment is about nationals and how we all got invited, which is really good. So well done, boys. Yeah, well done. Luke, you're not clapping. Oh wait, that's right, Luke. Sorry, Luke. I forgot you didn't get invited, did you?
Yeah, when it was announced, all the people, I was below. I believe the threshold is 300 points.
Yes, the threshold is
just
300,
below
yeah.
300 points. Now I'm just over 300 points. We're discussing now that I have to contact Wizards.
I think you do. You see, this is the thing is that unfortunately on the information when they sent out the details, it was a bit sketchy of whether this is it and this is the only invite, or if you can still be eligible. Because I know the season.
I thought it ends in May, doesn't it?
The season ends the end of this month, so I don't know whether you had. Here's your, 5-6 week announcement to let you know you've got 6 weeks to get on the board and try and get yourself. For those last people who only had a few points off. So anyway, hopefully you are invited. So we mock you now. If you don't, you'll never hear the end of it. Much like Adam with the you were out by round 4 of the GP last time.
To be fair though, the GP just gives you so many points that I highly recommend anyone.
It is, and the fact is, to be fair, the benefit is that we're attending the GPs this year. So I just know that even if I don't do well, the fact is that Adam got through to invite to nationals because he was grinding the side events, which is probably the plan anyway. Even if I do get knocked out, when we go on the modern one, if I'm out by round 4, I'm going to be going to the side events.
Did the PPTQs have any involvement within the points?
No, your PPTQs give you points, but the thing is only like, I think if I remember right, GPs give you like a ×8 multiplier. I think GP, I think
it's ×4, isn't it?
Was it ×4?
No, it was ×8 or ×7 or something like that.
Yeah, it's something really high for the GPs. The PPTQs, I can never say it right, is I think it's like ×3 or ×4.
Yeah,
It's again you get a few points off. Even if, because I'm about to say the one I attended at Colchester, even though I went 0, even though I didn't win a single game out of the 5 rounds I played, I walked away with like 20 something odd points because I turned up for participation, and like you get 8 points and it's multiplied or whatever. So yeah, so far all we know is that we know the dates. don't know. Unfortunately for the English one, we don't know when we're going to be going, but we're going to have to get some t-shirts on and look badass when we just walk in. That's the plan.
Yep.
And we're going to have to vlog it because I've never seen anyone vlog a nationals or the championship qualifiers when they were sort of thing. So I think it's something that we're going to give the people who don't go, a bit of an insight to the world of, oh my god, there's pros over there.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I'm definitely excited for GPs to see if I can hunt down any pros and take some pictures.
To be fair, we saw quite a few when we went to the London one. But they were running around between rounds, and because to be fair, I think the sealed one, you're so busy between rounds just thinking, right, I need some food, I need to go to the toilet. You've not got time to think of, I need to say hello to people and mingle and all that. Whereas I think if you go to the standard and modern one where you're playing like quick decks, you've got, I've played and I've got half hour for the next round. I can go and have a bit of a casual walk around and mingle and whatnot. So yeah.
Maybe that means we should all play aggro then.
But the one benefit to be fair, I think that's the reason why I think we'll be finishing all my matches there with my mono red goblins.
Win fast or lose fast.
Yeah, I mean, there is no two ways about that deck. That deck will either storm through quite nicely or it'll go, and I've hit a wall. But the one benefit we get is that we get the beautiful Inkmoth Nexus promo where we go. That'll be very good in the trade folders. So I'll buy all yours now.
To be fair, the promos are getting a lot better, I think, recently. I mean, we've just had, this month, we've had unlicensed disintegration. I think it's next month we have a Chumi the Aether. Is it Chumi the Aether?
No, it's Aether Hub. It's Aether Hub next month.
It.
Yeah, so I think Wizards have realised that they can't just give us jank promos anymore. Because there's been many years of complaining about it sort of thing. Because no offense, I mean, I got excited when they did Goblin, it wasn't Chieftain, War Driver, no, it was the Goblin one that was...
Gives it haste, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it gives all Goblins cost one less to cast, and they all have haste.
Isn't that Legacy?
War Chief.
War Chief, that's it, thank you very much. And the problem is you can't play it in Modern. It's only playable in Legacy, and it's like, it's so annoying.
It's like when we had stuff like Call of the Bloodline. Call of the Bloodline was like, who plays Call of the Bloodline?
Well, it was used for a very fringe standard deck at one point, and it's like, and then it didn't see play after that.
Noose Constrictor.
Hang on.
That's now.
We can't just the Noose. Suddenly, I think that promo's gone up in a bit of value probably now. But yeah. So we're all getting excited about that. That'll be good. So obviously, hopefully, good luck to you, Luke, in contacting Wizards and getting yourself on it. And yeah, so that pretty much cuts it for tonight. Please do remember that you can download us via iTunes, and we are also available to watch as a video on the YouTube channel, Orcshead Magic. Please also follow us on the Twitters. I'm myself, Adam, Chris, and Luke. All our Twitter handles are in the description box below. And yes, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll say goodbye.
See you later.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for watching the video. Please remember to hit that like button, it supports the channel for free. Also subscribe, and remember, if you don't want to miss any videos, hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe button. Thank you for watching again. Goodbye.